Before he became the richest African American of all time, Elon Musk was a simple everyday citizen. Our story today begins in Pretoria, South Africa in 1980, where he shows his potential from early childhood. At 8, he is a straight-A student. At 10, he writes his first score, and at 12, he creates his first video game called Blaster, a generic of Space Invaders which he later sells to a magazine for $500, about $1,500 in today's money. Imagine making your first $1.5 in 6th grade. At 17, he goes to America and enrolls in the University of Pennsylvania, where he gets a degree with a double major in physics and economics. In 1995, he continues his studies at Stanford, this time but not for long. Actually, on the third day, he decides to drop out and start his business career. This move may seem a bit risky, but many famous millionaires we know today, like Gates, Musk, and Jobs, dropped out of school to start their business careers. So Elon moves to the tech geek entrepreneur paradise of Silicon Valley, sends a resume to Netscape where he gets rejected, but he doesn't give up and decides to set up his first business. On November 6, 1995, he and his brother Kimball found Zip2 with literally a computer and $2,000 as assets. Zip2 is essentially an online guide containing news, maps, and class fields from which local newspapers can then pull information for the reportage. It's what we call a portal, except the two brothers are unaware the many difficulties of early days in a business. With $100,000 in student loan debt, Musk rents an office for Zip2 in which he sleeps, and to keep from sticking up the sessions, he takes bath in the local neighborhood gym. Anyway, with all this, the company rises and gets some good deals with the New York Times, but the rest is unrealistic. Zip2 does so well that in February 1999, Compaq buys it out for $305 million. Of that, Elon gets $22 million, and his brother gets another $15 million. With that much money in his hands, Musk, among other things, buys a McFlurry F1 worth $1 million, which, of course, like a classic supercar rich kid in his youth, he crashes 1 year later going to a meeting. It is worth nothing here that of all the supercars out there, Musk didn't get a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. He got a McLaren F1. Clever. After acquiring Zip2 and with an initial capital of $10 million in March 1999, Musk owns X.com, an online payment system where users can exchange money with each other via email rather than cash. X.com experiences similar success to his first company, and in 2000 he merges with Confinity and creates a new company called PayPal. There, Musk, as the chief executive officer, finds a brilliant marketing technique. In every transaction, the recipient, in order to get the money sent to him, he has to necessarily make an account with PayPal as well. So the sign-ups increase geometrically, and in just 2 years, PayPal has reached 2 million users. But unfortunately, after a short time, the company fires the two of them, and Elon, instead of being there as chief executive officer, chooses to go on a honeymoon. In 2002, eBay buys PayPal for $1.5 million. This time, Musk gets $165 million and, of course, funds his next company. Only now he wants to get out of the internet section and invest in space explorations. It should be said here that we are at the time when the United States' presence in space has declined quite a bit from what it used to be. The space shuttle, the only vehicle that can carry Americans to the space station, has already had 2 fatal accidents in its history, and is being prepared for retirement without NASA even having an immediate replacement in the works. Driven by all this, Musk is founding SpaceX, a company that builds and launches space vehicles. The immediate purpose is to sell cheap rockets to private individuals and NASA so that they do not have to depend on Russia and the European Union for their space needs. Elon Musk is so popular because he is the only billionaire businessman out there who is not boring. He does business, he makes money, but at the same time he's involving in very strange and special projects. Like a little kid's fantasy. If I had $100 billion, I could build my own spaceship and my own flamethrower. Except that Elon Musk did indeed make $100 billion and did indeed build his own space. SpaceX makes its first successful launch in September 2008, and in 2009 it signs its first contract to transport personnel to the International Space Station. For the next 15 years, the company brings out one invention after another, and even space tourism. Elon Musk is taking all the good things the private sector has to offer and bringing them to the public agency, where NASA is forever changing the way the West explores space and inspiring other companies to invest heavily in space. But all these years, and despite the enormous success he already has in his youth, Musk still has the dream to fight global warming, climate change, climate crisis, climate catastrophe. So in 2004, Musk invents $6.5 million in an electric vehicle company called Tesla Motors, where he joins as a project designer. By 2008, he has become Chief Exclusive Officer of the company, but somewhere in there, the global financial crisis starts. A time where people are struggling to make ends meet is not the best time to sell $100,000 electric cars. Fortunately, however, Tesla holds on for the next 5 years, but at the same time the electric and hybrid vehicle became successful. In less than 12 months, Tesla stocks rises 450% and Musk's net worth from $2 billion reaches $9 billion. Of course, Musk wants to take the profit rise and invest them in something new. Only this time he decides to go with something more mainstream and less risky. Artificial intelligence. Musk believes that uncontrolled artificial intelligence may one day in the future bring the end of our civilization. So in 2015 he founded OpenAI, an AI research lab with the unlimited goal of creating non-hostile AI. The company makes the transaction from an MCO to a pro-profit in 2019 and receives a $1 billion investment from Microsoft. Elon, however, is forced to resign from the board for conflict of interest due to the AI having Tesla cars. In 2016, he continues experimenting with Nuclear, a company that makes implants that go behind the ear to help find brain diseases, and of course the Boring Company. Well, as the name suggests, it builds tunnels mainly to move cars within the city or even between neighboring cities, helping with the traffic problem, like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and Cotacachi. And that's been the story so far, at least for Elon Musk. Let's take a brief review of Musk's fortune. Well, he starts 1995 with $100,000 in debt. In 1999, with the acquisition of Zip2, he earns $22 million, and similarly in 2002, with PayPal, he earns another $165 million. Over the next 10 years, he increases his fortune to $2 billion. In 2014, he reaches $100 billion, and by 2019, all of these annual 5% gains reach $100 billion. In 2021, he leaves Jeff Bezos behind and officially becomes the richest man on the planet. Today, his net worth has reached $233 billion, and it is now estimated that Elon Musk will become the first trillionaire of all time. Elon Musk is so beloved by the general public simply because he has achieved everything on his own.
Δύο. Τρία! Έλα, τελείωνε λίγο. Τρία.
Except that Elon Musk did indeed make
Musk, ρε, τι Mac. McDonald's.
Musk είπα.
Τρία.
Except did indeed make 100 billion and did indeed build his... Τι!
Σου αρέσω, Μίλα σωστά, όχι
Ωραία,
σαν...
και εσύ μη χαμογελάς.
Ναι, δεν ήταν καθαρά.
Did make 100 billion.
Τι αυτό, πες το καθαρά. Accept Elon Musk didn't make. Τι λέει μετά, δεν ξέρω.
Did indeed.
Did indeed. Το δεν άχνε αυτό, μωρή.
Πρώτη σειρά.
Did in need. Ναι, εσύ λες did indeed. Need.
Indeed. Indeed.
Did indeed. Ναι. Εσύ λες did indeed. Κάνω να περάσω το χέρι μου μέσα από την κάμερα να αλλάξεις ρούχα. Λες. Ωραία, και τώρα δες, θα ξαναλλάξεις. Καλό.
ένα νεύρο με χέρια και με πόδια. Κοιτά την κάμερα. Ας κάνουμε διάσημο.